Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolfe Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Growing up in eastern North Carolina, there was one rule when you slaughtered and butchered a hog. You use everything, from the rooter to the tooter. The only thing you didn't use was the oink and the squeal. Throughout my life, I've eaten just about every part of the pig, and I've enjoyed just about every part of the pig, except chitlins. I do not like chitlins. No matter who cooks them, how they cook them, or how good they clean them, every single time I've eaten chitlins, they smell like a baby's diaper and taste like what I would imagine a baby's diaper tastes like. But there is one part of the pig I've never tried on its own.
Ah! Boogeyman!
Damn you, Harvey! Stop sending pictures of you and Rosie. But it's pig lips that I don't remember ever having on their own. I know I've had them in sauce and head cheese, but I don't recall ever eating them by themselves. Well, today, that's going to change. And I'm going to try Farm Fresh Food Supplier's Pickled Pig Lips. That's right, these are for real. Just remember, when you're not sure about how to cook something, you pickle it. I got this 1-quart jar of pickled pig's lips from the pickle store for $5.99. That's a pretty good price for pickled pig's lips, isn't it? Well, I guess it is. I've never bought pickled pig's lips before. The pickle store says, if you're looking for where to buy pickled pig's lips, you've come to the right place. Pickled pig lips are also called pickled pork lips. But whatever you want to call them, the best come from Louisiana. These pig lips are hand-prepared and pickled by the best pickling plant in Cajun country. We hand-pick each pork lip for your enjoyment. Keep on crunching. The pig lips come in 2 sizes, gallon and quart. Besides the pig lips, there's only 5 ingredients: water, vinegar, salt, hot sauce, and artificial food coloring. I've always wondered why they add red food coloring to the pickling liquid. Does anybody know? If you do, let me know in the comments. A serving size is 1 pickled pork lip, and the servings vary by container. Per pickled pork lip, there's 140 calories, 11 grams of total fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, 60 milligrams of cholesterol, 920 milligrams of sodium, no carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 9 grams of protein. The nutritional numbers aren't nearly as bad as I thought they would be. And they're low carb, so if you're on a low carb diet, you can try these for a snack. Now, I really thought the Best By date would be a lot longer, but realistically, these will last a long time past their Best By date. As a matter of fact, you can buy expired jars from the pickle store. As long as the jar is unopened, these will basically last forever. So let's open up the jar, see how they look, smell, and taste. As soon as I open the lid, the vinegary aroma punches you right in the nose, and immediately turns my mouth into a salivating flood zone. And I'm not kidding, that smell really makes my mouth water. If you've ever had pickled pig's feet, pickled eggs, pickled sausages, pickled ham hocks, etc., you too are familiar with that tantalizing vinegary aroma. Visually, if you've never had pickled meats, this isn't a very pleasant sight. So let's get a fork in here and pull out a pickled pork lip. And right off the bat, they're much bigger than I thought they would be, and they're also much more tender than I thought they would be. As you can see, it's falling apart when I stick the fork through it. So I dug down a little bit further until I found a nice meaty part that was firm enough to pull the lip out. And when I pulled it out, it looked nothing like what I expected. To me, it looks like a fake nose, with the hair and all. And this looks to me that you not only get the lips, but you also get the chin with the leftover hair as an extra bonus. And even though I'm doing this for you, the people, so you don't have to, the hair really doesn't bother me one bit. I've eaten plenty of pig's feet with more hair on them than this. So now the moment I was waiting for, the taste test. So I cut off a little piece, and as you can see, it's really tender. And this looked like just a piece of skin and fat, but when it comes to pork, that's not a bad thing in my opinion. So I popped it into my pie hole, and I thought my mouth was drooling before, but the vinegar set off a tidal wave in my mouth. Flavor-wise, it tastes just like pickled pig's feet. And the same thing with texture. The fat is succulent and melts in your mouth. The skin is firm, but it's not tough. It's got a nice little chew to it. So I cut the lip and chin right down the middle, and it's still really tender, but it's a little bit firmer because we're getting into a little bit of meat. So I picked up a half and gave it a bite. And just by looking at it before biting into it, it looks fatty, gristly, and with a little bit of meat. But once I took a bite off of it, I was in heaven. You get the pickled pork meat mixed with fat and gristle, which really gives you a beautiful variety of different textures and flavors. I continued to take little bites of this piece, and each bite got better. On the other half, I couldn't eat it fast enough. I simply cut it in half and shoved them into my gullet as fast as I could. Now I just ate my first pickled pork lip at room temperature, which is how you're going to find pickle foods in country stores, gas stations, and bars down south. They'll be sitting on the counter in an old dirty glass jar with some sort of pickled meat or eggs, soaking in a cloudy, questionable liquid. And of course, you can't forget about the pair of tongs sitting next to the jar that have probably never been cleaned, that many people before you have used to pick out their pickled treat. But I've eaten stuff like that all my life, and I've never gotten sick, and as far as I know, I haven't died. Vinegar will kill just about anything. Now if you're one of those people that worry about foods like this sitting out at room temperature, and you want to be all safe, highfalutin and sophisticated, and keep them in the refrigerator, let's try them like that too. Now as you can see, once it's refrigerated, all of that fatty gelatinous goodness firms up, and it literally turns it into pickled meat jello, which to me is absolutely delicious. And the meat jello sticks to the meat more, which adds more flavor. But just like before, I was salivating like a rabid dog, and I had to get a spoonful of the beautiful tangy vinegary, fatty gelatinous goodness. Just look at that. This may not be for everyone, but if you don't like stuff like this, that's okay. But if you do, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. When I say it was a flavor explosion in my mouth and pure pleasure on my taste buds, it's one of those things you don't want to eat a lot of, but 1 or 2 spoonfuls is very satisfying. Even though the fat was a little bit firmer with it being refrigerated, it was still so tender that it fell right apart once I stuck a fork through it. Even cold, the flavor of the pickled pig lip was really good. But being cold, it really firmed up the fat and changed the texture. It changed it from a nice silky soft succulent fat to a firmer and denser fat with a pasty mouthfeel. So there's a good reason why jars of pickled meat are kept and sold on the counter at room temperature, so the fat stays soft and succulent. Am I the only one that thinks this looks like Gene Simmons' tongue? I really enjoyed the flavor of both the refrigerated and the room temperature pickled pork lips, but I much preferred the texture of the room temperature pickled pork lips. If you like any kind of pickled pork, I would definitely recommend trying these. They're not nearly as weird as they sound, and they're delicious. And if you've never tried any pickled pork, I would suggest you at least try it once. If you like this pickle meat video, stay tuned. I have more coming up. If you'd like to help support the Wolfe Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. That's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more. That's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high-quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.